Red Sox take the lead to the bottom of the inning.
Crochet's 8th strikeout leaves the tying run in scoring position.
You gotta love War Pig Day. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Crochet, another phenomenal performance. It doesn't matter how many days of rest this man has. He's going to be on top of his game no matter what. He looks sensational tonight. Did run into a little trouble along the way, but overall, great performance of Garrett Crochet here. The Red Sox just keep rolling here. You can't stop the Sox. You can't stop the Sox here. 7th straight win, 13 games, over 500. Only the 3rd time since 2018. He happened in 2018. The Do Damage Red Sox back in 2021. And now here in 2025. Pretty amazing how, when you think back here, going back to 2018, how little that's happened, right? And it just goes to show how different this team is, right? All the struggles, all the ups and downs there in the first half, and they've really just come together here. We're now in the mode that I think it's, if you go back over the last few months, go back to obviously the beginning of the year, the first half, with the ups and downs they were having, you were starting to think to yourself, man, is this team going to have it? Does this team have it? And you're kind of wondering, you're going game to game, hoping to just see this team become what you thought they were going to be. And now we're in this mode now where we're like, all right, we're good. Let's go. This Red Sox team is good. And I think we have all now settled into that mode. At least that's how it feels to me. So it's very nice to see. Gotta love it. Like I said, Garrett Crochet, great night here tonight. How about Wilyer Abreu? Shout out to Wilyer Abreu. He wasn't even supposed to play yesterday. Roman Anthony, he was a late scratch. He's going to be fine, just like I told all of you. The mid-back is already loosening up. And Marcelo Meyer was even moving around today pre-game. He was dragging the sled around Fenway Park. Thank you, Rob Bradford, for sharing that video. Marcelo Meyer wasn't wearing the wrist brace today before the game. That was interesting. So we'll see if he can make a comeback. I know the Red Sox are going to be very careful with him. I would not be surprised to see him shut down for the rest of the year, but we will see. Jarren Duran, Trevor Story, shout outs to them as well. Trevor Story, he just keeps on being the solid player that we hoped he would become when they first signed him back in 2022. A few RBIs for Trevor Story tonight. He is now 3 away from matching his 2021 total with the Colorado Rockies. He had 75 that year. He's up to 72 now. Jarren Duran just keeps it on rolling. Both of them went 2 for 4 here tonight. Just another solid night overall, man. We loved the airplane, right? You were seeing the turbulence airplane in the dugout. How many times tonight? I'm glad that camera crew, they were just going right to the dugout when they were doing that. That's great. You got to love it. And I love that, they've had just all these different celebrations this year. This team's just having fun, and it's really great to see. You got to love that. I agree, Jonathan. Turbulence is fire. It really is. It's so funny. Like, the inside jokes are always funny. All of us Red Sox fans, we know what it is. But you go, another fan out there that's, like a Royals fan, for instance, if they're watching that tonight, they're like, what the heck what does that even mean? But I love that we all know what that is. Jared Carabas, he was talking about that not too long ago. They're just fun, man. And here's another thing I wanted to touch on as well. I'm in a pretty positive mood right now. Go back to the times that I've brought up here. What is the identity of this team? And the word that I came up with was they're a team, right? But I think a new word is honestly starting to come into my brain that I'm starting to like even more. We saw Nesson, I believe. I think they posted a video. I think it was yesterday. Was it today? I can't remember when they posted it. It was sometime in the last couple of days where, all the guys before the game, they're doing their BP, they're doing all the pregame warm-ups and whatnot. They all came huddled together. And one word that Nesson put there was family. And I'm like, I think that rings pretty well. They're starting, they were a team. They were starting to look like a really tight-knit team, and obviously they still are, but now they're starting to feel more like a family. And they're really coming together here And you got to love it, man. They're all playing for each other. They're all fighting for each other. They all got each other's backs. Just great vibes right now. Great vibes. We got some news. We love news. We love news. We need all the news with the trade deadline behind us now. We need every bit of news that we can. David Sandlin. We talked about him last night. We also talked about Peyton Tolley as well. And we got a little something on him today. That could be pretty significant for the Red Sox here over the final couple of months of the season. Got some news on Mr. Justin Slayton. Something significant with him today. Jorge Alcala, we touched on this last night. I've actually been touching on this over the last few games. Ended up getting DFA'd. And I saw that one coming. I was expecting it. I was starting to feel like that was going to happen because anytime he was coming in, he was losing the trust factor, right? Good stuff. I hope he finds a home and I hope he figures it out. There is definitely something there with Jorge Alcala. In the end, he just wasn't able to really hold it down, but he has been DFA'd. Isaiah Campbell has been recalled. So we will see what ends up happening with this bullpen here over the next couple of months. I'm excited to see it. We do have a couple of words from sponsors tonight. We'll get to those in just a little bit, but let's actually kind of just dive into this here. And I double-checked all of the technical difficulties that we were having. If you are watching this audio format, you might be asking, what? Technical difficulties? I actually went out and I cut out all of the audio issues that we were having yesterday. I figured out what it was. I can't even explain it. It's too difficult to explain, but I figured out what it was. It'd be very confusing for me to explain that to you. But yeah, I cut all of that out. So replay viewers, if you were watching that and you're listening to this right now, you're probably very confused. You have no idea what I'm talking about. But for the live viewers, we have figured it out. So let's dive into it here. Garrett Crochet. This guy was great. He was great. You know, a couple of bumps. 9 days of rest for Garrett Crochet coming in. A lot of time off. Alex Cora did touch on this post-game. You're probably not going to see that anymore. The workload has been a subject that's been brought up here with Garrett Crochet. Let me pull up now his updated innings now that he went 7 innings here tonight. Crochet is at 148 in a third innings. Now, you got to remember last year, I believe he got to 150. Let me double check that here. He got to 146 last year, so he will have a career high. But you also have to think of the postseason as well, right? Crochet, he got Tommy John just a couple of years ago. You got to be careful with that. Yes, I mean, there's a little more freedom with him this year, right? He had the full season last year, but you don't want to overdo it with him. You want to be a bit careful going down the stretch. But Cora did say you're not going to see any more long rest periods like this. They'll use the off days to their advantage. When it comes to the off days, there are 7 more off days the rest of the season. We have a Wednesday off, I believe. Is it next week? We have a Wednesday off. That actually caught me by surprise a little bit. Not next week. But in a couple of weeks, we got a Wednesday off. Usually don't have Wednesdays off. It's usually those Thursdays, right? Anyway, but that's something. But yeah, Cora said they're going to use the off days. Crochet, very balanced here tonight. If you actually go look at the pitch breakdown, he went with 4 different pitches with 20 pitches for each one. Very, very balanced overall. But he did look well rested, right? That definitely showed here tonight. His velo was up on the fastball tonight. 32% whiff rate. That's up just a little bit from his season average. The sweeper, 4-seamer, a lot of swing and misses on those. He did run into a couple of tough spots. 4th inning, Bobby Wick Jr. with the triple. Maycal Garcia had the double. That tied it up at 1 at the time. In the 7th inning, Maycal Garcia had the walk. Grichuk, newest Kansas City Royal, had the double that made it 3-2 Boston at the time. But then Garrett Crochet ending his night with authority, with an exclamation point, striking out Nick Lofton and Mailey back-to-back to end his night. Overall, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, 8 Ks, 1 walk on the night. Crochet, he's been fantastic, man. He's been fantastic. As for the bullpen, Greg Weissert, Jordan Hicks locking it down there. They were solid over the couple of innings. And Jordan Hicks gave up a base hit, but no heart attacks here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We were good. Before I get to the offense, though, I'm going to use this time to get to one of our sponsors. I'll be right back. The dog days of summer means it's time for the boys of summer to kick it into gear, and the best way to cash in on your baseball IQ is with the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you've never bet on baseball before, well, it's simple. You pick a guy to go yard, you hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. And here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code FOUL. That's code FOUL for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Alrighty, let's get back to it here, shall we? And the offense kept on doing its thing. 6 more runs here today. In the third inning, Jarren Duran getting it started. Romy with the base hit. Duran with his 31st double on the year. That made it 1-0 at the time. He is now 17 away from tying last year's total of 48. Will he be able to get to that? I don't know. That might be a little close. I'm not sure. But second straight season now. Well, actually, let me double check that number. Let me double check. How many did he have the year prior? Let me see, just to make sure. Okay, no, that's 30. He now has, well, he had 30 already, but he had his 31st double here tonight. So he has 3 straight seasons with at least 30 doubles. Gotta love that. But that made it 1-0 at the time. In the 6th inning, had a 2-out rally there. Remember, the game was pretty close at this point. Bregman with the walk. That ended Ryan Bergert's night. Bergert ended up being pretty solid for the most part there for the Royals in his Kansas City debut. Willier, he had the double there. And then Story coming through, 2 RBI base hit. That made it 3-1. Already said here, 3 away from matching his last season with the Rockies at 75. Story's red hot. 327 batting average over his last 30 and 985 OPS over that time. 7 homers, 29 RBIs. He's up to a 733 OPS now. This guy just keeps on being hot. You know, very excited. Trevor Story. 7th inning, another 2-out rally. This team, man, they've been pretty decent with a couple of outs as of late. Hamilton, Story, they walked. Bregman with a base hit. Willier had a blooper. Bit of a blooper there. That fell in. They made it 5-2. Story with another RBI. That made it 6-2. And that was it. Also, Willier having a great play there in right field back in the 5th inning to help Garrett Crochet. Got some help from the defense there. Overall, solid night yet again. So far, they've taken 2 out of 3 now against this Royals team. They got game 3 tomorrow. What's interesting about tomorrow, I see you in the chat. Have the Yankees lost again? Oh my. Over on the main channel, I actually just posted a video breaking down the numbers with the Yankees. Are they on their way to a collapse? Listen, even if you don't want, for all of you here in the chat and listening via audio and replay, even if you don't want to watch the whole video on the Yankees, at least go watch the first 30 seconds. Red Sox fans, I promise you, you will enjoy the first 30 seconds of that video. I promise. It gave me a decent little giggle. But let's get to it here. So we have game 3 here tomorrow. And this one is going to be interesting because Dustin May is making his Red Sox debut. At one point, it was looking like it was going to be Sunday. I'm glad they pushed it back a little bit there. And let me pull this one up here. Where is it? So we have a 7:10 start time tomorrow. Taking a look-see. Well, old friend Michael Wacha coming back into town. Remember Michael Wacha not too long ago. Let's actually pull up Wacha's numbers here on the year. And taking a look. Remember the Red Sox, they brought him in 2022. Ended up being very good for them that year. He had some injuries along the way. He's dealing with some shoulder stuff, but 23 starts overall. That year had a 3.32 ERA. Remember, he was trying to find his groove again, right? Remember, he fell off pretty hard. But when he went to the Red Sox, he figured some stuff out. And since then, he's been very good. So, Michael Wacha, you're welcome. You're welcome. But with the Royals the last couple of years, he's been very good. And he's having another good year this year. 22 starts so far. ERA at a 3.38. FIP at a 3.75. Now, one thing with Wacha, right? He's a pro's pro. This guy's a veteran. He's been there, done that. The one thing with Wacha is his strikeout rate is pretty low this year. He had 7.8 strikeouts per 9 last year. He's down to 6.8 this year. The walks are still right around the same, but he's been getting help from this defense behind him. He's been solid. Let me actually pull up here the StatCast numbers so we can get a bit of a better idea. Taking a look. So what we're seeing here with Michael Wacha, he's been very good at limiting the hard contact. As you can see here, if you are live with me or in replay form, he's in the 91st percentile when it comes to average exit velo. He's playing around with 6 different pitches. He's going to be tough to get some good contact on tomorrow. He's not getting a whole lot of guys to chase. He's not getting a ton of swing and miss, but he doesn't really need that. This guy's crafty, right? He's just doing a great job at limiting the long ball, the extra base hits. You're doing well. Ranks well when it comes to the walks, the barrels, hard hit percentage. He's in the 92nd percentile. So this is not going to be an easy matchup. Fastball, he's not really getting a whole lot off of that, but he's really going to the off-speed pitches here. He's got a 17 run value on his off-speed, a 2 run value on his breaking balls. So taking a look, his changeup, that's been a nasty pitch for him this year, the changeup. Batters are only hitting 146 against it, a 188 on the slugging. He's thrown that over a quarter of the time, so the Red Sox are going to have their hands full with that pitch here tomorrow. They're going to have to try and stay as balanced as possible, right? There, he's going to be throwing off their timing a lot. He's going to mix in the cutters. He's going to mix in the sliders. Now, against the cutters, it has been a successful pitch. He has a 1 run value on it. However, one thing to pay attention to, batters are hitting 286 against the cutter, a 486 on the slugging. So let's see if they can get him to hang one or leave one over the plate. The same thing with the fastball. The fastball, he has a -1 run value on it. I think that's what you're going to have to do. Try not to let that changeup beat you tomorrow. Look for a fastball just right over the plate and just do some damage on those, man. Batters are hitting 294 with a 437 against this slugging, an expected slugging of 501, an expected batting average of 301. 42% hard hit percentage. So they're going to have to look for this fastball or this cutter. Maybe he can hang one of these sliders. Slider's been a very good pitch for him this year. Let's see if they can get him to hang one of those. You're going to have to look for some mistakes. He's not going to make a whole lot. He's going to be tough. Michael Wacha. Now, Dustin May. Dustin May making his Red Sox debut. I remember going back to the Mookie Betts trade. I'm thinking, oh man, can we get Dustin May somehow? He was a top pitching prospect at the time. The times have changed since then, right? 2019, Dustin May, right? He was one of the top prospects in all of baseball. And here he is with an ERA and a FIP close to 5, right? But with May, I'm intrigued to see what the Red Sox end up doing with his pitch mix. He's led with a sweeper 41% of the time. The sinker's at 36% of the time. He's really been a 2-pitch guy, sinker, sweeper. Curious to see if the Red Sox make some kind of adjustment. That's something Bailey has done in the past with pitchers. Keep an eye out for that. But those are the 2 pitches he's leaned very heavily on. His breaking pitch, the sweeper, has been an effective pitch for him. He has a 4+ run value on it. But this is where I talked about when we got Dustin May. I wonder, could you see a situation at some point where maybe he could be a valuable bullpen arm? Now, remember, before the trade, the Dodgers, they were going to move him to the bullpen. That was looking like it was a done deal, but he said, hey, I want to start. And the Dodgers are like, yeah, you know what? Let's go make a move. You know, he's going to be a free agent here. Let's cut ties now. Let's get back some value. And they got back some good value. Who knows what ends up happening with James Tibbs and Zach Erhardt. But I could see a scenario this year with the Red Sox really limiting Peyton Toley's innings. Could you see a situation where they call up Peyton Toley and they put him in the rotation and, you know, they're going to be they're going to be managing his innings as well. I would think at some point they're going to put a stop, right? He's at around 80. Maybe it's his first year in pro ball. Maybe he goes up to like 120. Who knows? But maybe you could see a situation where get a couple of starts at AAA. I mean, who knows? Maybe this next start at AAA, maybe he just really, the Red Sox feel confident and they're ready to just bump him up. But could you see a situation where they put Toley in the rotation, kind of, you know, to help manage those innings? Maybe they keep him at like a 4 or 5 inning limit. And then you could go with Dustin May as the long reliever behind him. I wonder if you could see that. I feel like if Toley is ready to get the call, that could be pretty dynamite, if you ask me. I do think Dustin May could be very good out of the bullpen. Again, he's got the 2-pitch mix. He's had trouble going deeper into games. He's been inconsistent with that. But we'll see. Well, let's see what happens here tomorrow. They're going to give it a shot. Hey, I'm ready for it. But Dustin May, that's going to be interesting for tomorrow. Before I do get to the last bit of news here for tonight, we got one more word from our sponsor. We got to keep the lights on. I'll be right back.
AJ, I'm on my phone right now in Arena Club, and I'm looking at the Emerald slab packs, and I see in the Grail a Bobby Witt Jr. 2020 Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto Gold Refractor card.
Give me that. Give me your phone. I'm gonna get you to
you gotta buy
that to me.
I don't have it.
I thought you had it.
Get a slab pack. No, I don't have that.
Then give me your slab pack.
That card's worth.
You buy me slab packs, Scott, so I can get the Bobby Witt Jr. Gold Refractor 2020 Bowman Chrome Auto, because that sounds awesome.
And it's worth a lot.
It's worth a lot. He's a stud. He's not going down. Get a Grail. I want a Grail, Scott. Give me the Holy Grail. You do it.
To do that, you must get yourself a slab pack in Arena Club. Or if you want to get it for a friend, you can do that too. And right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or your first card purchase. If you're going on there and you're just like, hey, I want a specific card. I find it there. I want to grab it for my showroom. arenaclub.com/foul and use the code FOUL.
Alrighty, and I see some of you in the chat bringing up Carlos Narvaez. Now, he was limping a little bit in tonight's game. Alex Cora did touch on this post-game, saying that he was limping, kind of like cramped up. We'll see. I'll talk to them. He was able to finish the game. There were no issues afterwards. So I would expect Connor Wong to probably get the start tomorrow. They'll probably give him a day with the day off on Thursday. That'll give him a couple of days off. Just to make sure, keep everything in check. Doesn't seem to be a big issue with Carlos Narvaez, but we'll keep an eye on it. Now, let's get to David Sandlin, shall we? Let's get to David Sandlin. We got some newsy news here today, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Castle, in case you don't know Tommy Castle, he is a reporter that covers for the Woo Sox. But he put this here today. Hearing David Sandlin will be used in a relief role with the Worcester Red Sox. He started for the Woo Sox in his AAA debut last week as a possible way to prepare him for a playoff push with the Red Sox. And I guess I'm going to try and sound kind of official here, but I actually did. I got confirmation on that. Not like, what does that matter if it's just me getting confirmation? But I did ask around just to make sure, and I did get some confirmation on that. Basically, the quote that I got was, gonna see what's there in the tank, and gonna take it one day at a time, one outing at a time. And if he ends up getting the call, then great. That was the quote that I got. So, but David Sandlin, I like this. I like this a lot. This guy has got an electric arm. He's got at least a 60 grade on the fastball, good velo, upper 90s. People have looked at him as someone that could be a possible closer at some point down the road. He has been starting down in the minor leagues. This guy, he got nasty stuff. He's got absolutely nasty stuff. And so far, down to the minor leagues this year, 19 games, 14 starts, ERA at a 3.65. And taking a look here at the numbers with Sandlin. Now, we did look at these the other day, but we'll pull these back up here. So far on the year, 9.2 strikeouts per nine between AA and AAA. He's only had one start at AAA, but a 2.8 per nine walk rate. He's been very good. Taking a look at the grades, he's got a 60 fastball. Future could go up to a 65. Now, the slider, I don't think Fangraphs, they're being very fair on the slider there. Let me go to Baseball America. That's where I go for all of my scouting reports. And taking a look here, David Sandlin on Baseball America's Red Sox top 30. He's at number 12. So yeah, I'm not sure why Fangraphs is so low on his slider. I mean, we've seen videos of it on Twitter this year. That thing is moving. That thing has got a lot of sweep on it. It's very good. Very good. They got the fastball at a 60, slider at a 60. And for the splitter and the curveball, the splitter was something he's been working on this year. He's got a 50 for both of those. He throws a decent amount of strikes. Good walk rate this year. I think someone like Sandlin, man, you know, is he going to have his bumps just like any other rookie? Sure, but this guy's got great stuff. He's got a good build at 6'4". I think there's a lot of potential with David Sandlin. We interviewed him here on Monster Territory a little while back. Go back to this offseason, right? Sandlin was popping up a lot this past offseason for the work that he was doing at a performance center. I'm going blank on where, but there was a border collie at where he was, and this guy was just clocking in over 100 miles per hour. So I'm very excited about Sandlin. He's been very good this year. I would love for him to get this call at some point. We'll just have to wait and see. But no, you know, getting back to what I was just saying here a second ago, I would love for the Red Sox to go with Toley as a guy maybe in the rotation. Dustin May can go to the bullpen, and then Sandlin could be an option for the bullpen as well. Everyone, we are going to wrap it up right there. I want to say thank you for joining me here tonight. Nesson viewers, thank you so much. If you're watching here live, thank you so much. Replay viewers, podcast listeners, thank you for listening as well. We'll be back here tomorrow for Game 3. Let's see how it goes tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.